All right, so for number 21, you can see that this one actually has a fraction on both sides. Now, I'm not sure how many of you remember, but when we have an equal sign and we have a fraction, you used to do proportions. And basically what we would do is we would cross multiply in order to get rid of those fractions. So we are going to do the exact same thing here. We are going to cross multiply the top, the numerator and the denominator on opposite sides. So I'm going to put DCMAM, but I'm going to get rid of those fractions by cross multiplication. So we're going to say 6 times negative 3m plus 1, and then we're going to multiply the 5 by negative 2m minus 2. And by cross multiplying, we now have gotten rid of the fractions, and we can start with the distributive property here. So I'm going to distribute this 6 to the parentheses, and I'm going to distribute that 5 to the parentheses. So we're going to say 6 times negative 3m, and then 6 times 1. So that's going to be negative 18m, and then 6 times 1 is going to be plus 6. We're now going to distribute the 5 to the negative 2m and the 5 to the negative 2. So that gives me negative 10m, and then 2 times negative 2 is going to be negative 10. So we've done the distributive property. So now we check for like terms. So on the left side, I do not have any like terms that I can combine, and on the right side, I do not have any like terms to combine. So we're going to skip that step. All right, so the next one is move the variable. Now we do in fact have two variables here. We have negative 16m and negative 10m. So we want to move the negative 10m so that we have one variable on the left-hand side. So we're going to move this negative 10, and we're going to move it across the equal sign. And once we move it across the equal sign, we're going to have to do that inverse operation. We're not going to multiply or divide, but because it's negative, we are going to add 10m. And by doing that, we now have the variables together that we can combine. So right here, this negative 10m and positive 10, that goes away. If I combine negative 18m and 10m, that gives me negative 8m plus 6. And that's going to equal negative 10 because the m has now moved over and we've combined it. So remember, when you move the variable over, you have to inverse it. All right, so we're going to go back to adding and subtracting. So I'm going to subtract 6. And then once I subtract 6 there, that's going to make me combine negative 10 and negative 6, which is going to be negative 16. And we're going to bring down that negative 8m. And then finally, we're going to do multiply and divide, and we're going to divide by negative 8. So this time we are dividing. So when we divide a negative and a negative, that's going to turn my final answer into a positive 2.